Welcome to Toffee TV. It's the instant match reaction. Liverpool 2, Everton 1. Everton bow out of the FA Cup in the third round for the second year in a row. Disappointing, obviously. Getting beat by Liverpool, it's always disappointing. But you know what? I take half from that tonight. I thought, as a performance, it was a lot better. And we got better as the game went on, which was pleasing as well. And I think that's the general sense. In the last few years, we've gone to Anfield and absolutely shit ourselves. But in the last month, we've been twice. And, okay, two different performances. But not once have we bottled it. And that gives me a lot of heart. A hell of a lot of heart. Because I've seen better sides go to Anfield and just fall to bits. And I've seen a few players out there tonight that wanted it. That had grown into it. You know, all over the pitch. Whether that be Dominic Calvert-Lewin, whether that be Holgate at the back. John Joe Kenny, I thought, was superb tonight. You know, the likes of Sigurdsson, James McCarthy, Lookman when he came on, Balassi. You know, they didn't all have great games or good games, but what they did was they kept going, and no one's head really went down. In fact, if anyone's head actually went tonight, it was probably Wayne Rooney's, who got booked early on for a really stupid and petty challenge and ended up getting taken off early in the second half. The game was, you know, nip and tuck for the first, whatever it was, 25 minutes or stuff. Liverpool hadn't really produced many chances. We'd had enough of the ball to threaten them. And obviously, the contentious moment of the night was the penalty. What I will say is Lallana gets himself into a position, like Dominic Calvert-Lewin did, where any contact that is deemed unusual or a foul by the defender is always gonna be a penalty. We've seen it more and more. We've seen it more in the last few weeks in the Premier League than I've ever seen it. Penalties are getting softer and softer and softer. And by that very nature, unfortunately, they are penalties because the referees have basically, it looks like they've decided that any contact in the box now that leads the player to go over is a penalty. And people can cry all they want and say it's not a penalty or it's a soft penalty, but that's what it is now. And that means it's up to the defender not to do anything like Holgate did by putting two arms around him. Unfortunately, snap things happen in games and you've got to either commit the foul or let a player get a shot off. He's committed it, he's give it. And, you know, Milner scored. And apart from that, they did very, very little first half. Obviously, they had a few changes, but they're still a strong squad, aren't they? So, you know, we came out second half, though, just after announcing that we'd signed a player, which was very strange. And I think with Lookman coming on, and I think Balassi got a bit of a second wind. He looked like early on in the second half that he was struggling, certainly defensively. But you seen from the counter-attack, it was absolutely brilliant. You know, the way Balassi's used all his strength to get Lookman away. And what I loved about Lookman was that he just went for it direct with his pace. You know, for me, he winds me up at times, and he'd done it just about 5 minutes earlier. He was trying to nutmeg people in his own half and lose the ball. But he was direct. He went after the Liverpool defence. He went into the space. Jagielka, what a run by Jagielka, by the way. He's run the length of the pitch. And, you know, instead of just taking the glory shot, he's held the ball up. Sigurdsson come in, and what a finish by Sigurdsson. Absolutely fantastic finish. And for about 5 or so minutes after that, we got on top of them. We threatened them. The high press was really working. We were forcing them back. We were getting crosses into the box. We just couldn't make it tell. And unfortunately, you know, Liverpool made a few subs, and I think that was the difference. James McCarthy started to struggle, you know, and went off. Balassi, you started seeing, you know, his legs starting to fade. Dominic Calvert-Lewin fade, and we brought Niasse on. And once we brought Niasse on, we sort of lost our focal point up front, and also defensive responsibility. But as I said, set piece wise, they'd had a lot of set pieces, and they'd looked threatening on them. And obviously, they got the corner, and unfortunately, Jordan Pickford, I don't know whether the fact that Van Dijk had been getting so much of a easy time on set pieces that made his mind up. But he made his mind up. For me, he's just too slow. Because Van Dijk's a big lad. was too slow, and the difference he had to make up was too much. And sadly, Van Dijk heads it into an empty net, and that's the game, isn't it? That's the game. A couple of mistakes have cost us. And it's annoying. It's annoying because with a bit more quality, we could have beaten them tonight. But we don't possess that quality, and that's the problem, isn't it? Sometimes you can huff and puff all you want, but if you don't have that quality, you're gonna struggle. So I can't really have a go at too many players. You know what I mean? I thought Jagielka was brilliant at the back. I thought Holgate was brilliant at the back, apart from the penalty. All over the pitch, everyone did the job at times. Rooney probably was the only one who he let his heart rule his head, and that's cost us a good player on the pitch. And for the second game running, in my opinion, he's been taken off before he gets sent off. It was no coincidence that he just committed a foul, I think, on Chan, and he was taken off. But it was a positive sub, and to be fair, we were positive all night, and Allardyce said he was going to go for it, and he did, and it didn't leave us exposed though, and that's what is good in my eyes, that I looked at that side, and I think now, surely with a new centre forward coming in, Allardyce can look at it now and go, there's a balance there. We can defend and we can also attack. And if we can add someone in midfield and we can add a left back, and I'm not having a go at Martina, just saying we need a proper left back that can look at John Joe Kenny tonight. Look how far forward he was getting. If we've got a left back on the other side who can do that, then that'll add so much to the team. But we just lack talent. We don't keep the ball well enough. We give it away too much in soft areas, and again, that's cost us. But as I say, I'm not gonna have a massive go at them, because just because you lose a game of football doesn't mean everyone was crap. It really doesn't. You can say tonight there was some players who didn't have a great game, but what I will say is that there was no one who hid tonight. There was no one that wasn't trying. I just think there was more quality in the Liverpool side. And listen, the winning goal was scored by a £75 million defender. I'm not saying he's the greatest defender, but that for me was the difference tonight. We've got a young lad playing at centre back with a lad in Phil Jagielka who's 35, 36, whatever he is, running the length of the pitch to try and set the goals up. So I can't really have a go at anyone. Jordan Pickford makes a mistake. Listen, it's the first mistake he's made in a very long time. It happens. It does happen. We just have to get more quality into this team. It's as simple as that, so we can be more expansive. I think that's the way Sam Allardyce wants to play. I really do. I think he wants to play like that. And that's what he set out to do tonight. I hope it is anyway, because I think we can play like that, and against other teams we'll beat them. I hope it wasn't just because it was an FA Cup game and at 1-0 down at half time he had to just throw caution to the wind. I think we can play like that every week and beat a lot of teams. And if we can start finding a way for Adam Ola-Luchman to be in the side and play at the top end of the pitch where he can affect things and play on the counter-attack. But what's good for me tonight is that Balassi has got, more game time. And I thought when he was crossing the ball, when he was trying to dribble and do all his tricks, I thought Robinson had him, because I don't think the movement of his footwork's there. But when he just knocked it past him or just stood the cross up early, I thought that was great. His crosses in the first half, there was a couple of really good crosses that with a really good target man would have buried one of them. James McCarthy, I thought, give us that little bit extra in midfield, and if him and Garner together, I think they can press teams higher up the pitch, that we can push teams back, defend higher up the pitch and get at teams so we're not sitting in our 18-yard box. But for me, I'm not going to sit here and go, that was... I've seen, some people saying how it was terrible it was. I don't think it was. I just think there's a lack of quality at Everton, and you can't always make that up. You just can't. So I know there's teams out there that try and make that lack of quality up by just having a go and getting battered. I don't want to see that either. I think that was a nice balance tonight. We've ended up getting beat, and it's, we're out of the cup, and that's it, isn't that's our season basically over. Bar getting to 40 points, that's basically it. I feel sorry for the fans there tonight. They were absolutely amazing and deserved the goal they got. The scenes looked absolutely amazing. But as I say, I can't sit here and sort of just go, oh, that was a disgrace or anything. We had the goal, we had a real goal second half, and it just didn't happen for us. We just haven't got the quality, and that's what the club need to address now, bringing in that quality. They've addressed the centre forward today by bringing them in. Let's go and get a centre midfielder. Let's go and get a left back. Let's add those little touches that can really help us and really push us on, and hopefully, you know, get up the table and finish as high as we can. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Disappointing, as I said, but I can't really sit here having a go at anyone. Look out for Baz's player ratings. Look out for his instant reaction and our final word. I'll see you later.